question that
kind of painted a story.
Welcome to Beyond the Business. I'm Scott Payne. I'm here with Danny Trevino with AEP Texas.
That's correct.
Most people don't really know a lot about how their energy is brought to them. They just know it either comes from oil and gas or it comes from, I guess, is coal even a thing anymore?
Yeah, it is actually in some generation plants, but you know we don't work in that industry anymore. But yeah.
And then obviously you have a lot of wind energy, and you've got other options that are becoming more renewable opportunities. But tell us a little bit about who you are, and again, thank you for being here, number one. And tell us a little bit about AEP Texas and the business itself.
Yeah. So AEP Texas, we're the electrical utility for this service area. We have. Our parent company is American Electric Power, and we spread across 11 states and different service territories within those states. Here in Texas, we're regulated by the Public Utility Commission, and it's our job now to transmit and distribute the energy to the end-use customer. So, I guess a little backstory: before 2000, we were a vertically integrated company, which meant we generated the power, we transported the power, and we build the end-use customer. It doesn't work that way anymore. After 2000, deregulation, I guess, took place.
It opened the doors to a lot of other, I guess, business entities being involved in the process, correct?
Correct. So our company opted into deregulation, which meant that we could no longer generate the electricity. Also, we didn't build the end-use customer for it. So we are now a transmission and distribution company only.
The lines itself and the actual delivery to where it needs to go.
That's exactly correct. Yes.
So if a new city popped up, you're in charge of building out the line infrastructure to make sure that town gets it?
If it's in our service territory, then
Okay.
yes, we are the ones responsible. We own, operate, maintain, and construct all of these lines within our service territory. That's correct.
So you're not all of Texas then? Is that what I'm understanding?
That's correct. Yes,
Okay.
We're not all of Texas. We're actually surrounded by electric cooperatives, which operate in sort of a different manner than we do. We're an investor-owned utility.
Okay.
Yes.
So where is your region? Is it all of South Texas, or are we?
It's generally
Laredo's within the region.
Laredo's within the region, correct? Laredo proper. Most of the cities that are within South Texas are in the region of our service territory. Okay. But there's a lot of rural areas and communities that are not, and these would be kind of served by the cooperatives.
Their own individual entity inside the town would have some sort of board that would run, I guess, and pay for?
That's correct. So whereas our rates are set by the Public Utility Commission, those rates are set by the members of their boards or councils, or depending on their organization that they have.
I come from a ranching family, and so they've been a part of that. I kind of understand a little bit about how that works, and so there is a group of people, instead of it being a business like yours, they kind of have their own, I guess, choices to make in terms of how they serve the community they live in.
That's correct, because their cooperatives are owned by their members.
Okay. Yes. So in terms of, I guess, where your business, the revenue comes from, you're talking about in terms of everybody's electric bill that comes, there is a portion of that is paid out to service the infrastructure. And so that's kind of how your revenue comes in and how you're able to pay for what is provided to the community.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So now we no longer bill you directly the way we used to, before 2000.
Oh, was that a thing? I guess I don't even remember that.
Yeah, so that was, I don't either, but but I do know the history. So yes, before 2000 we did bill you directly. So whatever you used, you got a bill from AEP.
Yeah.
You don't get that bill from us anymore.
Now it comes from whoever your provider.
That's exactly right. So now we have retail electric providers in the market,
yeah.
Which there's competition. So deregulation was supposed to introduce competition and make it better for the customer,
okay.
For the customer experience, to be able to choose. Now you negotiate rates with those companies directly.
Yeah, what is it, the kilowatt
That's correct.
per hour kind of?
Your kilowatt hours that
rate
you use,
yes.
depending on the cents that you pay per kilowatt hour. And that's where the competition comes into play, and you can kind of choose which retail electric provider reps, we call them, that best suits your needs.
Now, does your business work with them at all? I mean,
Yes.
how does that?
Yes, essentially.
organize?
So essentially, everybody's our customer, but also we work with the retail electric providers that are in our service territory, which there are a lot of coming in every day, and some are leaving every day. The industry as a whole.
Okay.
Now we are a portion of every retail electric provider's bill. So the customer will get a bill, and on that bill, you will have your AEP Texas service delivery charges,
Okay.
which are basically the charges that we need to own, operate, and construct new lines and make sure that power is flowing efficiently and reliably. We're trying to decrease the number of outages that we have, and we're
I will tell you, you get the brunt of the, I guess, the anger from consumers whenever there is a problem. Now, luckily, listen, I come from North Texas, and tornadoes were a constant problem, and so that is always going to be something that we don't have to worry about as much. And so when you have something like the freeze that happened, I guess, what was it, 2-3 years ago?
yeah, 21.
21. That's when people start to realize, oh, this is who's responsible for this.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of the community really, one of the things that we're trying to do is more education. So you understand where we fall in the industry, what our job is in the marketplace, what we're responsible for.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times the customer really only hears from us when there's outages. So I'm glad we're doing this.
That's a good thing.
That's
a good thing.
I'm glad we're doing this because this is one of the few times that they'll hear from us that it's not because of an outage, which is why we're also trying to increase our community outreach and make sure that the customers know who we are and know what we do. So.
Well, and like I said, I think that's what I was excited about bringing you in because, again, we are, because of the competition and the other entities that are involved now, we're inundated with offers and phone calls from people trying to sell their electrical service. And so it is important to know that that's not you. You're the business that maintains the delivery of everything. And so there isn't necessarily a need to talk to you all the time. And so you're kind of that silent partner in the whole mix.
That's correct. We really try to. We will take your call. We'll answer you, and we'll direct you in I guess the best possible manner to get your issue resolved.
Yeah.
But a lot of the bill complaints usually stem from your retail electrical provider or who you chose. If your contract ended and they bumped it up, the cost per kilowatt hour. So it really just depends. Sometimes it is an issue that we can fix. If it has to do with the voltage issues that you're having or connection issues, that really is. You would call us for that. You know, if your street lights are out, you would call us. I mean, So
how'd you get into the business?
I studied engineering at Cornell University. And when I first got back to Laredo, I was looking for kind of what I wanted to do. And I met an individual who told me that there was a job opening at AEP Texas. I, like myself, like many of the average customer that wasn't sure what AEP Texas did or where they fell kind of in the electrical utility industry.
Yeah.
So I said, sure, you know what, I gave it a shot, and I got a job as a design engineer when I first started. This was about 7 or 8 years ago now.
Was it electrical engineering that you were major in?
No, I majored in bioengineering.
Completely.
It wasn't complete. I mean, there was a lot of the same concepts, a lot of the same. I mean, the math is the same.
Okay.
But yeah, I did major in bioengineering, so I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do or what kind of career path I wanted to take. You know, I applied to a lot of different positions coming out of college. I was also,
like most university graduates, they're looking for something to do once they actually graduate, instead of before. Like I think we all intended to do something originally, and then you end up that path changes.
That's exactly right. I'm glad where it took me, but I mean, I wasn't sure where my career path was going to take me. You know, but as I started in this position, not this position, but in the role in the company, I started as a design engineer. I kind of fell in love with the problem-solving aspect of it, and I slowly started to fall in love with the business side of the operations. Yeah. So that's where I kind of knew that I ultimately wanted to head to.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a weird career path that, you know, but I don't think Well, a lot of people don't, grow up necessarily wanting to, go into the electrical utility industry. Some people might, but that wasn't the route I took. But I'm glad I ended up here.
Right, right. Do you feel like, again, I don't know what you do day to day necessarily, but I mean, your public outreach is something that I guess I grabbed onto, or at least was attracted to the fact that you're out there talking to people about this stuff, and so is that something new with your role?
Yeah. So my role now. So now I'm the external affairs manager.
Okay.
I probably should have said that at the beginning, my title and my name, but I'm the external affairs manager now, and so now my role's different. In my previous position, I worked in a more kind of regulatory environment where I helped file energy efficiency regulatory filings to the Public Utility Commission. That was really good because it really got me exposed to the whole, to the industry in terms of where we fall in the marketplace and how the Public Utility Commission regulates our business. So that really, got me a little more interested in the business side of the operations. And then this opportunity came up, and I went for it, and I felt like I would do a good job. So that's what I'm trying to do. So
You're enjoying something new.
yes.
Very good.
And thankfully, every position I've had, I've enjoyed a little bit more. So
Are you from Laredo?
I am. I was born and raised in Laredo. I went to Trotman Middle School, and I went to United High School.
It's great. I mean, we talk about at the chamber all the time about how it's important to have the youth of Laredo to go and experience university somewhere, and whether or not you leave or not, you coming back is important, because I think that the experiences we learn and gain from going to university outside of town can then be brought back to the town that you grew up in, and that's important.
That's exactly right. I'm so glad that I'm able to kind of bring back that education and just the life experience that I was able to gain and bring it back to Laredo. I mean, I love this community, and I'm glad to be a part of it, which is why I wanted to come back too. I had no issue with it.
Good, good. We're going to take a quick break. When I come back, we'll talk more about the business and how solar has played a part in kind of the energy production part and how that works with your business.
Perfect.
At Gray Digital Media, we help you leverage the power of Google and reach the right audience on YouTube with creative campaigns tailored to boost your views and your sales. Gray Digital Media. We know local. GDMSouthTexas.com.
Again, I'm here with Danny Trevino with AEP Texas. We're talking a lot about electrical service within Texas. Luckily, we haven't had any issues that we have to address with him today. I assume that's something that you're always kind of hoping that doesn't happen.
That's correct. Obviously, life is life, and things are going to happen. It's birds or storms or whatever the cause may be. I mean, we are going to have outages. It's our job to prevent them as much as possible, and we just hope that there were never any outages. But that's a perfect world, and we're striving to get there.
I will tell you that's why I'm having this interview instead of news, because if it was something bad, I'm letting them handle that part. I'm trying to talk about the good stuff.
and that's it's good to have both sides, I guess. It's good to, and I'm not saying it's bad. I mean, a lot of the times they'll call me, and it's mainly for updates or what happened or what caused it, and restoration times. People want to know when their power is going to come back on. And I don't blame them, because I do too. I mean, our employees, we're also customers in our service area too. We don't want outages at our houses.
So you're the point of contact for news if there's ever some sort of outage and they need some information about that?
That's correct. That's one of my job responsibilities, is to communicate with the media, the city government officials, and the public. I mean, if there's any issues, like outages.
Yeah. I want to touch on, and this is as a homeowner, this is something I've thought about a lot. Obviously, we are approached by solar companies all the time, and so I'm curious about the infrastructure. If I'm adding solar panels to my home, are you a part of that that build out? Are you a part of the installation of that system? Is that your company, or is that strictly the solar company and you have no part of that?
That's strictly the solar company. In terms of agreeing or buying or getting into a contract with a solar company for panels for your house, that's strictly you and your solar company.
Okay.
So our job in that is to make sure that the infrastructure that you need on our end is viable and sufficient enough to handle the capacity that your solar
To support
panels.
those panels that we're putting onto the house,
Correct.
then you need to have, I assume, the meter. Is that what we're talking about?
Yep. So right now, traditional meters, your traditional electrical meter, measures energy flowing one way,
Okay.
and that's the energy that you consume.
Okay.
If you do decide to go solar, which a lot of people are in the community, and it's becoming more affordable from what I hear, then we do have an interconnection agreement that you do sign with us. So you do have to let us know, hey, I'm going to be putting solar at my house, and all this can be found on our website on what to do in this process.
Okay.
We will get you set up with our distributed energy department, which we have in order to get these contracts ready to go, and we'll go out and inspect and make any necessary upgrades or adjustments. So
The equipment and stuff. Okay.
exactly. One of those is the meter itself. So now we will be upgrading the meter that will be able to read energy flow, not just in one direction, but in both directions. If you are putting energy back onto the grid,
Okay.
we'll be able to meter that.
So as far as the exchange of, like, if I am feeding energy back into the grid, you're not a part of any kind of payout or anything like that. That's the retail side of the business that is whoever your retailer is.
Correct. Yes, that's based on your retail electric provider and the agreement or contract that you have with them. Some of them offer incentives. Some of them offer buyback programs where they'll buy the energy that you put back onto the grid. So that's up to you as a customer when you get solar to go out and research. And a lot of these solar companies will tell you, oh, this retail electric provider is good, or these guys buy it back. But I mean, it's important that you read the contracts and you understand what you're getting into in terms of what incentives or buyback programs that these retail electric providers have.
I assume that's the same if it was a windmill. If you're putting up a windmill on your ranch or something like that, then it's the same type of system that you'd have to set up, and as long as it's in your region, right?
That's correct. It's got to be in our service territory, and that is more, it depends what department would go out there depending on the capacity
Okay.
of the energy that windmill is putting out. But,
Okay.
but yes, you would still contact us in either way.
Okay, so as far as the production of the energy, I mean, where is that in your, I guess, purview? I mean,
In terms of like the generation itself,
yeah.
we don't do generation anymore. We used to. So after 2000, we had to sell off our generating plants.
Okay.
Yes. So because you couldn't be both anymore. You couldn't be the generator.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So before,
okay.
yes, before we were the generator and the transmission and distribution company. But after 2000, you couldn't be both. So we had to sell off our generating plants. We chose to stay in this portion of the business. And now we just transfer it. So it's generated by generating companies, operating companies, and we move it from there to the end use customer. That's our job.
Okay, all right.
When I first got hired, I guess I was trying to see what we do and what we kind of our place in the industry.
Yeah.
And my hiring manager told me, we move electrons. That's what we do. We move it from one place to the other. Our job is to move it and make sure it gets to the customer.
There's no stall.
That's correct. So that's kind of pretty good words to put it in, because I use that. Obviously, I'm using it now.
Very simplified, very understandable, yes. Like I said, your business and communicating with the public is important. I think that whenever there is a problem, especially with their utilities, I think that they're always going to be looking for somebody, and who do I need to talk to about fixing this problem? And so what would you like to tell the public about if there are issues, if there are concerns, where would you like them to know, to go to? What's the first contact?
The first contact could be our website. I mean, I would recommend that to everybody. The first contact probably should be the website, and there, there's different navigation panes that'll kind of try to answer your question or concern or whatever issue you're having. But on our website is also our customer service number.
Okay.
And this is a general customer service number that will reroute you to wherever you need to go to get your issue solved or your concern raised. So this general customer service number is what we recommend to people to call when they don't know where to start, and that's a big part of our kind of customer outreach is we're trying to let the customers know that, you can call this number, and if you don't know where to start, hey, I need to move houses, and I don't know how to move my meter. Well, they'll help you answer that question. So
There's guidance there.
That's correct. I mean, that's what we try to recommend if there's any issues. If you do see me on the street, I'll be happy to help you. And
Don't offer that. Come on.
No. Well, it's part of my role. I mean, I mean, if you're able to see me or you do contact me, I mean, part of my job is to also point you in the right direction, and that's what I'm supposed to do for my community, and I don't mind it. So if you do happen to run into me and you have an issue or concern, I will find it in the best case, kind of where to refer you to and who would be better to answer your question. Sometimes it could be me. Sometimes I'll refer you to the correct department or whoever you need to talk to.
Well, again, I want to say thank you for being here. Like, I've enjoyed learning about how this works. Like I said, I think that as a homeowner, you're approached a lot by energy sellers. And so how we handle that and where your place is in that what's your role in that I guess utility setup it has common questions, and so I appreciate you coming on and answering some of those for us and us learning a little bit about how your business works.
No, thank you so much, and I mean I'm glad to be here, and education is a role that we're trying to really focus on, so that the customers do know where we fall in the marketplace, where they fall in the marketplace, and the electrical utility industry as a whole, and so we're just happy to try to kind of educate more and make sure that people understand what we do.
That's it for Beyond the Business. For next episodes, tune in on KGNS.TV or on any of our streaming platforms. You can find this interview with Danny as well as many others with local Laredo businesses. Thank you for tuning in.
We're reviving the history of the...
And believe it or not, talk to me or you can talk to the downtown.
We've kind of painted a story.
Are we still rolling it all?